Whenever I think of the BMW electric cars, the first one that pops into my head is the BMW i3. It's a bit quirky and funky, and we did an amazing review on it back in 2014, which, if you haven't watched it already, you definitely should. As well as if you haven't subscribed, please do. We'd appreciate it. Well, here we are in 2023, and it's time to take a look at BMW's very first full electric luxury sports activity vehicle with intelligent all-wheel drive, which is available in two distinct versions. There's the BMW iX xDrive 50 and the iX M60 Sport M Edition like we have today. They both come with dual high-performance electric motors and run off of a 111.5 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack, which allows the iX50 to produce 516 horsepower, 564 pound-feet of torque, taking it from 0 to 60 in about 4.4 seconds. The iX M60 produces 532 horsepower, 749 pound-feet of torque. But understand, if you put it in the launch mode, that'll bump it up to 610 horsepower, 811 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in about 3.6 seconds. And this is a full-size machine weighing at almost 5,700 pounds. Thankfully, you have a number of driver assistance features and the heavy-duty M Sport brakes with the distinctive blue calipers to help slow you down. Now, besides the power differences between the iX50 and the iX M60, there are also price differences and driving range differences as well. According to the BMW USA website, the iX50 starts out at only $84,100 plus here in the States, with a driving range of 305 to 324 miles. And the iX M60 starts out at only $108,900, with a driving range of 274 to 288 miles. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking I'm slightly overusing the word only here. But remember, these are full electric vehicles. So think of all the money you'll be saving by not buying gas at whatever price it is out there these days. You won't have to change the oil anymore, no replacing old exhaust systems, etc., etc. Plus, you get an 8-year, 100,000-mile battery warranty with your new BMW. Plus, if that's not enough, when you purchase either of these vehicles, BMW throws in 2 years of complimentary 30-minute DC fast charging on electrifying America's network that begins from the date of purchase. So yeah, only. And I think I've proved my point. Thank you very much. And while we're on the subject of electric charging, you could charge this BMW vehicle with a 120-volt outlet and BMW's flexible charger, but I wouldn't recommend it. If you bump up to a 240-volt outlet, then you're looking at a full charge in about 12 hours. And not that anyone really typically runs an electric vehicle down to zero charge. But you could go from 10% to 85% at a DC fast charger in about 35 minutes. And, you know, that's pretty cool. Now, what I'm curious about is I wonder if in the BMW you've got the little icon indicating the arrow pointing to the back passenger side rear of the vehicle, letting you know that's where you're supposed to charge it up. We'll have to check that out later. But for now, let's take a quick look and tour of the 2023 BMW iX M60. The first thing you can't help but notice as well as appreciate is the bold, futuristic look of this vehicle, especially when you have these giant twin kidneys up front that are intelligent self-healing as well for minor blemishes along the way. And behind this, you have cameras, you have radar technology, you have advanced sensor systems here, as well as all the way around the vehicle. Now, you could also look at this and say, is this an electric car? Yes, because you can see the light blue accents as on the laser lights, full laser adaptive headlight systems, which look brilliant at night, as well as on the BMW icon right here. Now, I would pop the hood for you like we always do in all of our videos, but I can't. It's sealed shut. Only service technicians know how and are able to open this hood. But there is something you can do for those people that like to maintain their vehicles. You push here, and you could end your windshield washer fluid right there. Huh? Huh? Can you see yourself just going, look at me, I'm maintaining my electric car. No, I'm just kidding, it wouldn't happen, I don't think. The M60 is also extremely aerodynamic with a drag coefficient of only 0.25. And they've also given this vehicle a light space-age subframe with a carbon core fiber structure to enhance the weight reduction of the vehicle. And you can see how the wind just flows over the vehicle, past the side mirrors, and even the door handles are recessed, which not only looks cool, but improves the aerodynamics of the vehicle. You have your lower body panels down here with the polypropylene, and as you come to the back of the vehicle, you have your charge port access, and it goes for the AC on top, DC on the bottom. AC/DC. That'd make a great name for a band, wouldn't it? Anyway, you do have 21-inch rims, as we have right here, but also 22 inches are available, just in case you're interested. And you do have an adjustable height suspension system, and you've got about 8.8 inches of ground clearance as well. And of course, you'll notice your sensors all the way around. And there's even a backup camera hidden in the BMW logo back here. Huh? Bet you didn't know that, did you? And of course, you have your LED brake lights, which look absolutely stunning, and your integrated rear spoiler with your third high tail light. Now, of course, it's full electric, so there are no exhaust pipes as well. You do have a release right here for the rear hatch, as well as in the driver's side door. Plus, you have it on your key fob, and there's even an available hands-free release should you so desire. Now, with the back seats up, you have 34 cubic feet of cargo space. And if you lower the seats, little buttons on the side here, very cool, you have about 75 cubic feet of cargo space. Plus, on top of that, there's an additional storage well down here for some items, and something you can even slide under there. And this is one thing that I haven't seen in the longest time. It's an interior glow-in-the-dark release latch right here, this little pull right here. And this is in case little Bobo or Bobette were to ever crawl in the vehicle and lock themselves inside. Well, it glows, they pull it, it opens, life goes on, and that's a good thing. That's one of the simplest safety features in the world we hope you never need, but it's cool to know the BMW's got it for you. And here's kind of a cool feature. If you're ever parked on the side of the road and you want your roadside parking lights illuminated, you can. Well, getting into the back seat of the M60 is very easy and spacious, roomy, especially with the Sky Lounge glass panel up top with the liquid crystals embedded in it. You can frost it like it is now, or you could open it up for just more of an indoor-outdoor feel to it, and that's pretty nice, pretty nice. Now, obviously I'm not the tallest person, but the nice thing is the seats are slanted downwards because you just have the battery underneath your feet, and that gives you a little bit more headroom and a nice airy and open feel to it. Even the person, because it is electric, sitting in the middle doesn't have a big wheel well to navigate around, so for short trips that's pretty comfortable. As well as having your own air conditioning and heated seats back here. Not air conditioning seats, just air conditioning, but heated seats, right? Plus, you do have your 60-40 or 40-20-40 split folding rear seat. You can go here, you can just take this here. You want to pack something down the center here, you've got that capability. And your cup holders, just push button, come here, right there. Bam, as well as the bottle holders on the side. Now, the only headrest that's adjustable is the center seat. Everything else is pretty futuristic looking, which fits into the electrified vehicle mode very nicely. Plus, you do have your hard plastic map pockets back here, and there's even a little attachment for an accessory where you can put a screen holder, for your iPads or what have you. And to charge them up, you do have 2 USB-C ports on the back of each of the front seats. And there's ventilation underneath, and again, lots of footroom as well. I kind of wish the seats, moved or reclined or something, but it is what it is.
the sweet sound of a BMW full electric sport activity vehicle. Ah, yes, let's put it in gear. We're gonna go to reverse here. We're gonna check our 360 camera on our huge screen. And it's so quiet, electric quiet. Kind of like this hexagonal steering wheel takes a little getting used to. I mean, it feels great. It gives you more interior space and it gives you a little bit more of that futuristic feel to it. You have to basically acclimate yourself to the interior because it's a little different than what you're used to. Now, are you ready to hold on? Because I have to warn you, this is pure torque. I told you. Oh, see, it locks up your seatbelt when you do it too fast. It's craziness, absolute craziness. And I love the responsiveness of that electric drive. Now, I would recommend people utilize a certain amount of self-control and caution when using that, because you have to get used to it like anything else. Kind of like driving a motorcycle. You've got so much torque, you definitely have to learn to operate it correctly. But it's a learning curve of about 30 seconds. I gotta watch my speed because you can literally get just out of control here. Totally out of control. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I can't put you at risk. I can't put me at risk. And I can't put my camera guy in the back seat at risk. Well, I can a little. Oh, jeez. And it's got the iconic sound to it, the electronic sound. You can set it up in a couple different ways so that you can adjust the sound. And when you turn the car on, it goes up, because you got to let people know also that you're nearby. So there's a little hum to it as well, just like any other electric car. You do have speed limiters that you can set up in your instrumentation and gauge system. But I mean, still, it's the power, the pure electric power under your right foot that's just incredible, just incredible. But I like the commanding view of the road. I say that every time. And the steering feels comfortable. I mean, you can adjust the performance characteristics. I can put this in sport mode and tighten the steering and the acceleration, all that, but I'm actually nervous to do that. I don't know if I want that much more power and control under my command. You have your head-up display, and one of the things that I noted about it was that you don't see the reflective screen up here. It's actually tucked into the channel that wraps around the dashboard, which is very neat. I think neat and clean, so to speak. It makes a lot of sense, but you can adjust, obviously, the brightness, the height, and the sensitivity of your head-up display to fit your particular driving needs. You also have the independent suspension up front and rear, soaking up the bumps, adaptive suspension system along the way. I just feel like I'm gliding on ice when I'm driving this vehicle. And I think I have it in the regular mode, not even the comfort mode, but it is just brilliant. Kind of like the center console here. BMW gave you a floating center console, which is very nice. Some of the trim levels will have open pore wood. Ours has more of a black piano gloss to it. And the nice thing is that you have your iDrive system, so I can control the items on the screen here with a twist, a turn, and a tap, which comes in handy. And you also have the fingertip touch controls up here on your screen, but you have to use your good judgment. You have to get comfortable taking your eyes off the road like that, which is why I'm not going to do it right now. You do have a phone holder, which is nice, right up here up on top. Hey, there's the Washington Monument. Hello. You also have your charger system down here underneath the floating console, which comes in handy. You have the regenerative braking working for you, and you can adjust that to a couple different levels so that you can feel comfortable with it. But your seat adjustments are here on the door rather than on the seat themselves, because it's pretty tight down here. You do have your obligatory storage area here for your water bottles and things of, that you need, such as, I guarantee you need a microfiber cloth to keep this giant 14.9-inch screen, the infotainment screen, clear of fingerprints, and not so much on the 12.3-inch screen. But yeah, it's different, and some of the trim levels you can get a glass inlay for the seat controls. We have the stainless steel, which I kind of like as well. You have your memory seating on the side, and you have memory seating on both sides, passenger and driver, which is convenient. Plus, you have the door release, which I can't do now because I don't want to step out in the traffic, but it's a button on the side, so it's just... And you do have USB connectivity and a 12-volt system down here as well. So you have all of your usual connectivity, just like in the back seat area. The glove box isn't the biggest by any means, way or shape or form. There's a little button down here you can push to open it, but I'm not even going to bother. You want to know why? Because it's filled with my stuff. But if you want extra room, you can push this button right here, and you have a decent amount of storage space in your armrest. A little shelf up on top. Comes in handy, and it's very soft material. Just like you have your pebbled surface area here, and then you have a cloth inlay right around here, right near your Bowers and Wilkinson speakers in this. That comes standard in the M60. Oh, 30 speakers. And it's a 4D surround sound system. Translated, you've got speakers into the seats as well as the cabin itself for an incredible sound and feel. Okay, I can't play too much because that's not allowed in car review videos. But you can feel it pumping and bumping all over. Now, you also have massaging seats, and I'll be honest with you, it's massaging the lower lumbar area more than the upper back or neck area, and that's true. But that's typically where your most back pain comes from, is your lower lumbar area, and believe me, I know about back pain. Jeez. Oh, I gotta show you this. This is something the BMW has improved so dramatically. I'm just shocked, okay? I am going to pull up my audio. Oh, by the way, you have haptic controls here on your floating screen as well, so you can touch and feel what's going on. But now I've got the stereo, and well, I could turn it up with my scroll wheel here.
When you start your workday,
You got your gesture control. Bam! And there's a variety. I'm sorry, I'm getting excited. A variety of ways of using that. But they've improved this so much. Absolutely done a magnificent job with that. The home screen, oh, here's you can see my Navi if I want to bring it in, spread it out on the screen along the way. So many different ways to configure the navigation. And you have plenty of voice controls as well. So you can just do this hands-free, etc., etc. You have your BMW ID, you've got your mobile devices, personal assistant, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, FM radio, Sirius, Spotify, telephone, navigation, more modes. Oh, here's your modes. This is where you can pick your drive modes. You have your personal mode, like I said, sport mode. Oh, everything's going red in sport. Whoa. Changing the screens along the way. I'm going to switch the mode. You can go to efficient, and that's what I was in, but it's very pretty. And then I can go to expressive. It's going to give you more colorful interior. Even the ambient lighting starts to mimic what's going on the screen. And right now I'm getting my back massage because I selected that mode. Now I can also pick the drive modes, and I've got my relax mode. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to relax. I'm seeing all this traffic. I don't like it. By the way, before I forget, I was curious earlier about the charging ports being on the passenger rear area there, and I was wondering if there was going to be an icon on the screen indicating that, and there is. It's right down next to your estimated mileage. So right there, there's a charging cord with an arrow, so now you always know that's where you're going to charge up. Now, with electrification, you have to understand that the more people in the vehicle, the heavier the cargo, that's going to take more juice, and that's going to affect your driving range. If it's bitter cold and you're driving the heated seats and the heater in the front and the rear here's heated seats, you know, it's going to suck up some juice. So just drive with your eye on the gauges and utilize the electrification and the charging capabilities of your home charging, or you're charging at the office or at the mall, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And if you're going to drive more than 200-300 miles a day, then rent a car. I don't care. This will more than satisfy you. More than satisfy you on a regular basis. It's easy to see that BMW is jumping into the future with their electrification of their vehicles. And this being their first sport activity vehicle, along with the iX xDrive 50, is a great first step into this arena. And I think if you're in the market for the regular X50 for the family, or you want to step up to the M Power of the M60, you will be vastly impressed with this machine. The beautiful exterior styling is very futuristic. The interior, the technology, the comfort, the style, it's all there. It's all there. And you'll become a Beamer for life. This is definitely a step up for the BMW i3. You got to check it out. You won't be disappointed.